with that? Did you want me to do the review on it, or did you want me to kind of not say anything, because those bats aren't going to be out for another 6 months, if that. And then I hear that, you know, they're telling everybody that, but then again, they're coming out with a new Mario Foster in 6 months. So I don't know who knows anything about that bat, if it is going to be out. If that bat is going to be out, or if they're just going to have a new Mario Foster, which I hear the Mario Foster that they're coming out with with June, you know, it's going to be the new one. And then that bat's going to be hotter than, from what I heard, the big guy is saying that bat's going to be hotter than the green one. Guys, if it's hotter than the green one, you're talking about, if it's hotter than the green one, then you're talking about reaching OG status. You're talking about, if it's hotter than the green one, because the green one is hot, you're talking about reaching 2.0 status, OG status on the Dudleys. And that's how, just watch the review. It's a 40-minute review, but I'm going to have to cut it down to about 20 minutes. So I'm going to take everybody's swing, and I'm going to have to dissect everybody's swing out of it. I got Facebook Live going right now too, but I'll talk to you since I started. Guys, if you're just now tuning in, this is, over here is YouTube Live. So I got YouTube coming there off my computer now, because that's the first time. And I talked to these guys, been starting with 5 minutes ago. They're talking to them about what's going on YouTube. But I got 40 minutes of good cuts. I've already talked in the back. I guarantee I talked for 8 minutes, 9 minutes. I haven't talked for 8 minutes, 9 minutes in a review in a long time. We're talking about the Mario Foster. And I'm already talking about bats before we even start. And guys, I want to try to make it an hour. Last week I ran over a little bit. And and I don't know if you guys saw Leroy on about an hour ago, but I want to touch on something that he said that I actually do agree with. And it actually happens everywhere right now. It happens on our media right now. And I guess I'll talk about it in a minute. So I've got 3 different bats. I got 2 27s on a 26. I thought I see Tracy up here. Tracy got the 26, I guess, for her girls. I sent her that bat. I think, in my opinion, I think the girls will love that bat. But then again, I'm going to wait till she gets back with me. Tracy is the new, and I'll talk about her in a minute too, but Tracy's the new Senior Softball Bat Reviews girl that's actually got her group of girls that are going to start. They're going to start doing this, and I'll talk about that in a minute. I don't want to get too ahead of myself because I got a whole list of stuff I have to talk about. And I think, yeah, I don't want to talk about it, but she's going to be doing that. The girl, because I think what has happened for a long time, even in the aluminum days, it happened a long time, and I've seen it happening, is that girls have been pushed to the side on seniors and even on conference play. So a lot of girls get picked up, or a lot of girls get on these teams that actually furnish them the bat. I see TPS and Dudley quite a bit. DeMarini quite a bit. And a lot of these girls are swinging those bats, and those bats, they got to swing them, but they're just not matching their swing. They don't. Hey, Paul, if you want to come on about 10 minutes, we can talk. Paul Sadler is supposed to come on and talk about tournaments with me. So if you can come on, try to get on in about 10 minutes, and I'll bring you on, and we can start talking about that. But girls have been pushed to the side, and I want to, I've been working on this for a long time, trying to get my wife involved because she is a senior player, was a senior player. She's got about 3 or 4 girls with her that I can get together and hit. But the problem with that is they have jobs. So they work during the week, and I hit them during the week. Usually on, yes, she is, Bruce. And what I wanted to do is that was, I already know, like I talked about last week, I already know what I think girls should be swinging, but I can't sit here and tell you because I'm not a girl. And you're not going to believe me because I'm trying to talk to you about something that I believe in. And I've tested it on girls because my wife plays softball, but she's not playing anymore. So, so what I wanted to do is get Tracy together and doing a lot of video, and have those girls same way we do. And I'm probably gonna fly up to her in Arizona and talk to her about the way because I run that's another thing too. I run a tight ship. Clem, I think Clem just got on here a minute ago. I run a tight ship, guys, and there's certain things we do. For one thing, we take it seriously. We do joke around, but we talk. You know, we're talking to the camera, and I think whenever you know, and we all have our certain attitudes or certain the way we do things, and I think that's a plus when it comes to doing these bats, because you can see expression on our face. You know, when we're hitting, like, wow, that bat did something, or oh, this bat sucks. You know, and I know it's just the way we've been doing stuff for a long time, and it took me a while. There's Clem right there. Talk about the mayor running a tight ship. Actually, the mayor, Clem, has actually taken over a little bit with Senior Softball Bat Reviews, and vetting all of the people that show up to hit with us. You ain't seen that video yet, Clem, but it's about you talking to the guys in the outfield that came and was just wanted to shag balls. It's pretty funny. But we do things a certain way. We're very thorough. We don't do a review in 5 days. We first got to break the bat in, you know, and then we talk about it, and then we hit it some more. If it doesn't break in, we hit it some more. So you're talking about 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks of just hitting to get that bat. If it's tough to break in, to get it where we want it, right? And then we sit there and we have a round table and we talk about it, and everybody gives input. Like, we'll finish picking up and we'll go out and talk, you know, by the trucks, and just talk about how the morning went. And I thank my mom. How you doing, Mom? And I think Tracy's been a fan. I talked to her on the phone. She's kind of like us. She's into bats. She's into weight distribution. She wants to learn about softness and hardness of the barrel. How women swinging a bat need to stay away from the hard barrel bats, because they're not going to be compressing that wall. That ball is not heavy enough to compress that wall. So they would be better going maybe to a. They would be better going to a really soft barrel. They would be better going to a really soft barrel. And weight distribution too. I'm going to talk to her all about this. Her and her girls is what I think about weight distribution for women, because weight distribution for women is totally different than weight distribution for men. And what I see a lot is women are picking up the bats that the boys pick up whenever they're playing conference ball, and now they're getting a senior. So women are picking up the bats that they're either sponsored by, or they're going to pick up a bat that's passed down to them from their husband, you know, or wife. You know, they're going to pick up those bats from them, or a used bat from them. And it's got to have a hard barrel on it. And they may like the way the swinging weight is. They love the swinging weight, but they're just not getting that trampoline effect off the barrel. But that's Tracy, you know, she talked to me for a while on the phone, and she knows what she's talking about. And she's really excited about doing it. So when I talked to her on the phone, I don't think she understood what I was going to ask her, because I was looking for somebody for a long time. And then she engaged with me, and we were talking, and I liked what she was saying, and then she asked me, you know, because why her, you know, and I already told her I vetted her. I actually stalked her Facebook page and found out that she was, you know, she was very involved with softball. So I kind of like, okay, you know, I'm going to talk to her about this, and then we can get together and have her and her group of girls get together. I sent her 3 bats. I don't tell her what I think. It's another thing too, and I talked to Tracy about this. She's already watching on this one too, but she can verify this. You know, I'm going to send her the bats and she's going to tell me what she thinks about them. I'm not going to tell her what I think about them, right? So I'm going to send her those bats and she's going to start swinging them and, you know, say that the girls like this one, the girls like the way this one felt. And before Paul gets on here, because I still see him on here, before Paul gets on here, I'll come back to that. I want to talk about something. I have a SS, Senior Softball Buy, Sell, and Trade. One thing I want to tell you guys, if you're going to get on that Senior Softball Buy, Sell, and Trade, we vet that page quite a bit. I mean, me and Trey and Patty, if you don't answer the questions, you're going to get kicked off. And there you go, Clem. If you don't answer the questions on that page, you'll get kicked off. We don't put up with people just trying to skate through and not answer the questions. I kicked off 3 yesterday, and then Patty's sending me other people that she thinks are scammers, and then we look at them, and yeah, they are scammers, and we'll kick them off too. I want to talk about shaving before Paul gets on here, though, real fast, and then after that, I can start talking about things. Somebody said, you know, I'm going to bring this up, and then I want to go right into what Leroy was talking about today, if I can get the time, because I know Paul wants to get on here and talk about some things a little bit about what he has going on East Coast. Is I really don't think a lot of these companies, these organizations want to stop shaving bats. I don't think they want to. They don't want to stop it. Here's the reason why. I think that they're happy with the money they're making. I think they're happy with the money that they're charging. And why do they have to stop it? They don't have anything. There's no pressure on them to stop it. They're making their money. You know, look what they're charging for these tournaments, and guys are paying to go to those tournaments. So why? What's gonna make them start checking or start doing something about all these big organizations that actually don't do anything? What's going to make them do the opposite is they lose players, they lose teams that are coming in and going to the tournament because they don't do it. So we need organizations that step up. SS USA, they're sitting pretty. They don't it's almost they don't give a shit. They really don't. And as long as they're collecting that paycheck and they're looking at their profit margin, right? Because everybody looks at a profit margin. And if their profit margin is going up every year, why all of a sudden people start talking about our other, like the Porch and, all these other places out there that actually talk about shaving bats. If they keep on getting that revenue going up and going up and going up, why are they going to stop? They don't give a shit about you. They just give a shit about that money that they're collecting. So I really don't think that they will do anything. I really don't, unless they're pressured into doing something. Matt Barnes said the other day, just last night, that he has put out, a letter to all of these organizations saying, let's get on a round table and talk about what we can do about shaving. And he says nobody has contacted him. And I know he brought that up 3-4 weeks ago. Matt, I just still you got on, but 3-4 weeks ago, and he brought that up, and nobody's contacted him. Why? Because they think that they don't give a shit. They're a company that is making damn good money, and they don't care. They don't care what you think, because you're not affecting their pocketbook. You're going to the tournament. Okay, that turned around into, I'm going to get off that, right? That turned around into the bat companies. Because really, if you want to stop shaving, the bat companies have to do something. Either have a rollover in or put a chip in the cap. Rollover in or put a chip in the cap. That's what they have to do. They're not going to do it, guys. Why? Because you're buying the bats. If there was a boycott on bats, you would get some people, that would light a fire. If you do a boycott on going to a tournament because they're not doing what you want them to do and you're paying all that damn money, then they're going to light a fire. Or go somewhere else. Go to another tournament that is doing it. Go to a bat company that puts out a top tier bat, you know, and go to them because they're putting a chip in the end cap, or they're making it where it's got a little bit of a rollover end where you cannot fake that. You know, you cannot pop that cap, you know, like a lot of these bat shavers out there do. There's not, guys, unless you affect the pocketbook, we can kid up here and talk to her blue in the face, but ain't shit gonna be done. I think that the reason SSUSA, SPA, all of these other ISSA are not talking is because they don't care. They don't care about the little guy that's coming up that wants to start his own tournaments that are coming up. They don't give a shit about that because it's not affecting their pocketbook. But if you don't go to these tournaments that they're having, you watch how fast people move when they start losing money. Just watch how fast people will move when they start losing money. All big organizations know how much money they're making, what their profit margin is. They try to get that profit margin as high as they can. You know, cut costs, generate revenue. They all do that. I've had 6 different companies, guys. I know how that shit works. If something was going on that my drivers were disappointed in, I damn sure would fix it. You know, but that's just me. But if my driver said, you don't do this shit, we're going to quit you. You know, I had 21 at one time. You know, if you don't do this, you know, we need this fixed. It never happened, but I'm saying, I would say, oh, shit, I don't need to lose drivers. They're making me my money. You know, same thing. They lose teams. That's making them their money. Unless you guys do something or boycott it, you know. And I know it's hard, you know, Matt had somebody on the other day was talking about, he didn't care about going back to Vegas again. You know, I actually go to Vegas to hang out. If I'm not playing in Vegas, I actually go to Vegas because me and my wife hang out, have a good time, go hang out at the pool. So watch a couple of shows. That's what we do. Well, Paul hasn't tried to chime in here, so let me get to something else. Leroy this morning, about 2 hours ago, was talking about being blackballed. And let me tell you something about what he said, because he has been so down on the organization that is blackballing him, or the few organizations that have been blackballing him. And he said that because he raises so much hell that they refuse to declassify him, or reclassify him and put him somewhere else. And he's been putting in letters to do this. And so he's being blackballed because of his voice. Now that happens everywhere, not just in senior softball. If you have a platform, it can happen to you. Just beware. If you don't bend the knee and you bitch and moan, guys, it happened to me. It happened to me. So I can vouch for that. And I can sit here and talk for 45 minutes until, you know, we're over with, about how many times it happened to me about SSUSA. And the videos I put out, you know, enough. It happened to me so much, and I don't know if you guys heard all this shit. They were kicking my camera when I would set my camera up to videotape the games, because I would catch umpires, you know, not knowing the rules, or me stepping out of the box and I didn't step out of the box, but because I have a voice, they call me out of the box. You know how many times that happened, guys, in big league dreams? Because I have a voice, right? You know how many umpires said, I don't want him here? You need to get him out of here. To call tournament director. He needs to go. And when I denied to go, I said, no, this is my right. I can videotape a game. Our First Amendment, I can videotape my game, right? And then my camera gets kicked. I go out there and I play, right? I don't keep my camera. I don't look at my camera all the time. I'll go back over there. It's laying on its side. You know, SSUSA did that shit. I get up the bat. 2 tournament directors are behind the backstop. They call me a gorilla. Who is this big effing gorilla? You know, these nice guys, these tournament directors that, see, that's one thing about having a camera. You can pick up everything. Everything's behind you. You can pick that shit up. I was at a bar getting some food late at night. It was in Dalton, Georgia, SPA tournament. And I see an umpire across from me staring me down. And he ain't smiling. So I'm eating with my guys, and my wife's with me. I'm eating with my guys, and I look up, he's still staring at me. And I look at him, I go, "What's up?" And he doesn't say anything. So, "You got a problem?" He doesn't say anything. Just sits there. Okay. All right. Next day, guess who I have? First game. Undefeated and 55 major plus. Undefeated is that umpire. We didn't get a call that day. I think we got 5. You guys remember the game. You guys, Larry Carter was there playing with us. He was blowing up. And I told the coach, "You need to pull me. You need to pull me. Get me out of here, because I know what he's doing," right? So guys, I've witnessed this. So this is these organizations, if you go against them, like Leroy was saying earlier, these organizations, if you have a voice and you go against them, they're going to hold a grudge, man. They're going to hold a grudge. You know, I've been called out of the box, not stepping out of the box. I videotape it. So I can go back and say, "Oh, look at my videos. Guys, you on my, right here, go back and look at my videos about umpiring, SSUSA and SPA. They're out there. I'm not just blowing smoke right here. They're freaking out there." So, yes, that is happening. And when he was talking about it today, I'm like, yeah, I can feel your pain, brother. It hasn't happened lately because I haven't been that bad on umpires lately. You know, it hasn't happened lately. I will say that. But then again, I'm not playing it. The last 2 years, I haven't played in Vegas. No, I haven't played in Vegas the last 2 years, so I don't know. I mean, but you know, during those other ones, and I've been, you know, if Johnny Bailey comes on here, I was videotaping a game with Johnny Bailey, and that team out of California, when they were major plus, they made up a rule for that one team, and they were coming back in the winners bracket. They were coming back, and they were going to beat this team. And there was an obstruction call, and I have it on video. There was an obstruction call. Home plate umpire, because it's his call, held out his hand. The runner advances. The tying run advances to go to second, gets thrown out. The second base umpire calls him out with his back turned toward the obstruction call on first base. Guys, remember that. They'll chime in here in a minute. So the guy gets pumped out. And all of a sudden, no. Look, he was obstructed. The guy actually rounded the bag and ran into the first baseman and fell down. Got up and went to second base, dove in, and got out. They met. You're out. They reversed the call. No, I'm like, "You've got to be kidding me!" And then it was bad. It was everybody got out there, and they called a tournament director, they didn't reverse the call. So I did a big video on it, you know, and I had the obstruction and everything, and it's out there. But they wind up losing the game, you know, because of that call. I think because of that call, because they were all like, "You got to be kidding me," you know. And they wind up, and they had 2 home runs left, I think, at the end, playing at Aurora Grande, basically. Guys, you were. I don't see any Paul Sadler coming on. Guys, you guys were talking. I seen this today, and I'm on a money making thing here earlier. I've already talked about shaving bats and bat companies, you know, making money for all these big organizations, and I get text messages up there. I don't know who it's from, but all these big organizations. But there is some senior 35-year-old senior softball tournaments out there, and there is a big cry about 35 years old are not seniors. And then other people going, you know, "What are you crying about? We're not playing against you." And then, you know, they go back and forth on the social media, talking back and forth to each other. And Chino, this is our game jerseys. I think we got a tournament next weekend, right, Chino, in College Station? It'll be my first tournament. But these are the game jerseys, sponsored by Powerhouse, I think. Schooner is on the back. Trey's bar is on the back. Well, let me tell you something Let me tell you something about how this shit works, okay? And like I said earlier, it's all about the dollar. How much money? It's all about, you know, it's all about if they can make money off 40s and they're sitting up there going, shit, what do you think? We'll have to open up 35s to seniors too, you know? And one guy said up there, and when they were talking about 40-year-olds shouldn't be, and seniors, and man, I don't know, man. I remember at 40 years old, my body started breaking down. That's when my body started feeling it. When I was 40, is my body started to break down. My ankles hurt. I couldn't play a 3-day tournament or 2-day tournament. I'd be laying in, on a Sunday or a Saturday night, and I couldn't get up out of bed. And that was in my 42, I think, is when I retired. I was 42 from travel play, and I couldn't do it no more at 40. So when guys argue that 40 shouldn't be seniors, I'm kind of like, well, you know what? 40s ain't bothering me. I don't give a shit, And would I love to play seniors at 40? Shit, yeah, I would love to play seniors at 40 because I could still hit. It probably would have prolonged my career a little bit, just getting up there and hit, not running bases, So yeah, I would have loved to play at 40, 42. But I'm getting to something here, so bear with me. So now they're talking about 35-year-olds. So I'm like, it's going to go, right? There's going to be such a demand for 35, did I say 45? 35-year-old guys. They're talking about 35-year-old guys playing seniors. And you can hear it now. There's a few tournaments out there that are running 35-year-old senior tournaments. Guys, it's going to happen. Just wait. It's going to happen. And everybody's going to be up there bitching and moaning, but I'm 63. I don't give a shit what. It ain't affecting me. I don't care. I would hope that they put up a screen for those guys, because hitting a senior bat, being that age, they're going to be smoking balls down. I think every infielder should have a mask on. That's just me. Change the rules a little bit. Every infielder has to have a mask. I'm just bullshitting, but you know what I mean. Here's the reason that it's going that way, and you can't do nothing about it. I can't put that back on there. Is right here, money. If they look at the numbers, right? Damn, I didn't see what you said, Michael. That's 100% right. They're going to look at those numbers, and they have somebody that's in doing the books, and they find out they run a tournament, and they find out, wow, our concessions went up, because those 35-year-olds eat whatever the hell they want to eat. A lot of the 60-year-old guys are picky about what they eat. They won't eat that food up there. So what happens is they usually go somewhere to eat. It's all about 60, 65. I'm not saying anything about you 50, 55-year-old guys. I understand what you do, but I noticed that going through the 50s and 55s and 60s, and I'm 60 playing 60s now, that it's more of let's go out as a group to eat, and that's not eat at the ballpark. So a lot of you 35-year-old guys are used to that, heading up to the concession stands and eating over there, and and then leaving later on at night when you're done for the day, so you're going to notice that your concessions are going to go up a little bit more, right? So they're going to look at the bottom dollar and go, I know, Charlie. So they're going to look at that bottom dollar and they're going to go, wow, we're making a lot more money with this 35s. The same way as the 40s, guys. Think about it. Why 40s will always be here. They'll always be playing senior ball because of the money. There's a lot more of them than there are the 70s and the 65s because they're younger. They're coming up. So it's a different generation, and I understand it, and I don't give a shit. If you talk to me about it, I'm just explaining why it's going to happen. I'm not saying anything bad. I'm just saying, hey, this is why it's going to happen. It doesn't affect me. What I do is, guys, everybody does this too. I think a lot of people do this. I don't worry about shit I have no control over. I can sit here on my platform and talk about it, but I have no control over 35s hitting. What is my opinion? I don't give a shit. If they're promoting, I look at it that way too. If they're promoting senior softball, let them do it. Are they bringing more awareness to senior softball? Are they bringing more money into senior softball? I don't give a shit. That's the one thing. That's what I look at. It's not affecting me. I'm 63. I'll be 64 in 2 months, 3 months. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. You know, I look at the glass half full, right? That's the way I judge everything. I look at the glass half full. I get it on a pendulum and I go, okay, this is what it's going to do for me. Other than I don't care. But then again, it's going to bring more viewership because they're going to be buying senior softball bats, right? They're going to be wanting to know about health and nutrition. They're going to be wanting about TRT, you know, HGH, things to get on later on because you're depleted in it. You know, why that when they start getting older, why at 40 years old, your body starts to break down. Well, your testosterone levels are plummeting, so you got to do something different. So it's going to bring more awareness to my channel, but you know, I don't, it doesn't bother me, guys. And you guys are up there arguing about it. You know, but the bottom dollar is, it's the money that they're making. My Facebook, my website, a few of you guys have been on there, right? When you get on my website, when you guys get on my website and it's going to bring up a red flag or a warning, this, you could actually lose, you know, you guys get on my website and you can actually like look, they're not, it's not a secure website because they want, there you go, they want money, $250 a year for me to secure that website. Hold on. Exactly. He's my boy. That's why. So they want to secure my website, right? So I don't want to secure my website because I ain't running any credit cards through there yet. In the future, I will, and I will get that website secured. So SeniorSoftballBatReviews.com. My name, SeniorSoftballBatReviews.com, is a company now. So it has been for about 3 weeks. So it is a company. I got my own bank account and everything goes into there that are coming from my YouTube channel. So all that funnels right into Senior Softball Bat Reviews company. Because this is getting big. It's getting pretty huge here. And what I decided to do, now that I sucked you guys in, right? I got you all about this weight distribution, and I got and it's the way that I've been thinking for a long time. And you know, me and Bubba kind of brainstormed about this about 6-7 years ago, and we were testing the theory, right? We were testing on people, you know, which I want to do with Tracy and her girls, you know. So I want to test that theory we were testing it with 72-year-old guys, right? And we're going, here, swing this bat, see what kind of performance you get out of it. And then whack, you know, that was a softer barrel bat. So whenever Tracy was talking to me, and I was going like, wow, I'd love to do that too. Bring her down some bats that I just throw out there, and say, hey, let me know what you think about that one, and videotape it, you know, and have her girls swing those softer barrel bats. You know, that way my theory, you know, with help from other people like Bubba, can actually prove itself right. So what I did was, I'm broadening the front page of my, this is a long time coming, and the reason that I'm doing it is, and I'm going to start off, I started off with first I started off with one category, and I knew that had to change, especially with all the top tier bats coming out right now. The main category, the bats, you guys got to agree with me too. Every year there's something coming out that's hot as shit, you know, that's really high performance bat. The technology every year is getting better and better. So I have to change. So I have to change things up to the benefit of my viewers. And I think what I'm going to do now is for the good. And this is, I worked on it a little bit today, and it's going to take a while because I do have bats in categories that they're borderline. So the reference is, you know, I think, from what I can remember, because I can't get on my computer now and look at it, but from what I can remember is the reference was, you know, 50s to, you know, 70, 75 to the softer barrels, and 75 to 90, 95. I think, because it is changing, that's the center. And then I have your 95 plus mile an hour. That's your hard. So what I have in there is I have bats that are drifting into the soft medium, the medium soft, you know, and then I have bats that are drifting into the hard mediums. So what I'm doing is, you know, and it's not going to be confusing too. That's another thing that I have to put in there. It's not going to be confusing to a lot of you guys out there. So what I'm doing is I'm putting in 4 categories. We're 3, right? Because you had that soft, medium, and a hard barrel, right? And I do have some bats that are in the middle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it in 4 categories because the bat speeds are so far away from each other. And I knew this from the beginning, but what I wanted to do is get you guys hooked on what I'm trying to do here. And so I did the 3 categories. Now we're looking at weight distribution. We're looking at bat flex, right? And the best bat with the best weight distribution is going toward the softer barrel or the medium barrel and the hard barrel, but they all have great weight distribution. The ones that don't have good weight distribution, they get kicked to the side. Doesn't matter if it's got a medium, soft, or hard barrel. So if your weight distribution is off and you don't make that top, it means something's wrong. You got to go back to the drawing board, soften that barrel up. I'm not going to tell you how to do it. You know, join that membership channel. I talk to those guys about how to do that shit on there. So what I'm doing is going to be 4 categories now. So I'm going to have soft, medium, soft, medium, you know, and have 4 categories now. So it's going to be better for you guys because on one of them, I think I had 10 miles an hour or 15 miles an hour in between one and the other. I got you guys going. I got you guys talking, you know, and like I read this text the other day from somebody. The one thing that when we started this, we wanted to get you guys to do is just not go by what everybody else is saying at that big trailer. They're like, hey, swing, you got to swing this one. This one's good for you. Well, have knowledge when you walk up to that trailer. And that's basically what I'm here to do for you guys is give knowledge to you guys because it's going to go with your bat speed. You know, you 50-mile-an-hour guys. There are guys out there with 45-mile-an-hour bat speeds. That's another thing too. I've tested them in the past. I know what they are. So this is going to be more precise. So a lot of you guys, you know, and on that softer barrel, you know, with that 55-mile-an-hour bat speed, I'm going to kind of divide it up like that and then break it down maybe in 5 miles per hour increments, not the 15 that I have now. And I think that's going to benefit in the long run. That's going to benefit a lot of you guys. And what's going to happen is I'm going to have quite a bit of bats in there that the guy with that, you know, that 40, 35-year-old guy comes in there and if that 40-year-old guy comes in and he goes, okay, I don't need to look at this over here. I need to look at this over here and find out the top 10 bats that are on that platform right there. I just so happen to have 1 through what we think are 1 through 10, right? You girls, since I got Tracy, is going to do this, and we're going to expand you girls that are watching right now because my viewership with women have actually went through the roof. So you girls, I'm going to do the same thing. You know, what I think. And it's not going to be 95-mile-an-hour bat speed with you girls. I have an idea, I've had it for a while, on what I think girls' bat speed is because I have girls before and I tested their bat speed. So I can set you girls up with a bat, right, that is a SSUSA bat, not a conference bat. So when you girls are playing conference ball, I would love for you girls to actually join my channel. We're playing conference ball. You 25, 30, 35, 40-year-old conference players out there, I can benefit you girls tremendously. Not necessarily, think about it, not necessarily guys, because the guys are going to have that 95-mile-an-hour bat speed. I can't hook them up with a lower bat speed. Y'all girls have the lower bat speed. I'm not down on you girls. It's just, you do, right? There are some girls that have it up there, and then I can pick a bat for you. But on the majority of the senior girls out there have that lower bat speed. So I think it would benefit a lot of the women out there that really don't know what we've been preaching for a long time. And I think this would be beneficial for you girls that are actually, you never had this before. You know how many girls I've actually that have texted me in the last 6-7 years, because before that I was a nobody. 6-7 years that hey, I don't like this bat. Well, what is the bat? And I don't even know what their bat speed is. I kind of, you know, I said, what is the bat? And they're like, well, it's this bat. I said, no, don't swing that bat. Jump to the Adidas, jump to the Reebok. You know, back then, jump to that Reebok, jump to that Adidas, and then start swinging that bat. You know, get 13-inch barrel, 13.5 or 12-inch barrel, doesn't matter. you need to be, that's the bat for you because it has a soft barrel. Adidas, remember, had that soft barrel. Dudley's have that soft barrel, but I don't think you girls want to go out there and buy a $400 Dudley bat. So then again, you know, what they did lately is they didn't have a 25 one of those. They had a 26 one of those. 26 is loaded pretty heavy. The girls can swing it, but they like the balance bat, right? So the black OG, I've seen a ton of women swinging it. My wife swung that, smoked the ball, because after we got through breaking it in, and that's another thing too about, and I'll talk to Tracy about this in depth later on, is how do you girls break a bat in? You know, I can tell you girls that too. So my focus, you know, going forward this year is going to be including Tracy into everything. You know, she's going to be the voice. You know, she's going to have her group of girls in Arizona. She's going to have I hope she invites quite a bit of girls. You know, I've got a case of balls going to her from Short Porch. Short Porch has women balls, and they sent a case to her because they heard what I was doing, and they were all excited. Well, you know, she want to swing our balls, and I go, "You have balls?" And like, yeah. So that's advertising for them too, guys. When you get a platform, and I talked about this a couple of weeks ago, when you get a platform, you start getting this stuff. Because for one, she's going to be on video. She's going to be talking. Her girl's going to be hitting prime, exactly. Her girls are going to be like having everything brand new. The bats I'm going to send her. She's going to turn around and send them back. I'm going to send more to her. I got 2 more I need to send you, Tracy, too. She got the 26-ounce Mario Foster. Did you not make that in a 25? Carlos Vega, Onyx is sending her a 25-ounce softer barrel bat. So I'm getting that in, and I talked to him about what I was going to do, and he heard about what I was going to do with the women. So what happens when you start opening up this big platform, right? What happens is you get everybody that wants to showcase their product. When you have a big platform, they want to start giving you stuff, right? And I'm sitting there going, just bring it, you know, just bring it. I'll send it down to Tracy. She can have her girls do that. I'm getting shirts made up for the girls that she's going to have down there. So yes, I mean, Murray, when you come down to hit with us, keep dodging me. So yeah, I mean, I talked, and I do buy shit too, you know, but I have to start buying 25-ounce, 26-ounce for the lighter end load. That I think her girls can swing, and then throw a 26 in there. Not tell her what I think about it, but just throw a 26 in there and have her do her own experiments with the girls and do a ton of video. You know, that way we have that viewership going up. Definitely, Patty, that's another thing too. Those ones I sent you, that first one, I said, what was it? The Reloaded. That is an awesome, the 2024 Reloaded, Patty. That is an awesome bat for women. That barrel is so high performance that's what women, and I'll talk about this in the videos too, is about what my opinion, you know, Tracy's opinion too, is what better bat for women would be. Like I think, in my opinion, that one piece, you know, bat from Suncoast, that Reloaded that I just did a review on. That bat is smoking hot. That barrel flexes like you would not believe. So then Patty's got it. Patty's got it. It's a demo. So Patty can hook up with her and let her swing those bats, Patty. You hear me? Have her swing those bats, and then we can do video on them, you know, and then talk about them. Then we can put those in categories. What I want to get to is my category on girls on that senior softball website is it's old bats. And then every once in a while when I get a new bat in there, I say, man, Johnny Bailey, you know, I get that Johnny Bailey in there, and I think that would be an awesome woman's bat. You know, it's a badass men's bat, but I'm just saying it'd be an awesome woman's bat to get in there and have those girls to hit, because that barrel does flex a lot. Guys got to remember they're hitting a smaller ball, so it's a lighter weight ball. So you got to have a really soft barrel. You know, Suncoast is one of the ones there. You know, Suncoast it's got a badass barrel. I think these other bat companies, like I was talking about Carlos Vega, about the Onyx, he developed that. It's got an orange barrel, and it's got a a blue handle on it that ranked up pretty high in that soft barrel side, you know, that medium soft barrel side. And I think girls would benefit with that bat, but it's 12-inch barrel. I ordered 25 ounce and he's sending it to me because he heard about the girls going to be start doing video on it and they want to get the product out there to get that market. You know what I mean? And then Short Porch supplied the balls to them. And then guys, this is great because I'm in this position where I can do this to give you guys more. Yeah, that mega load is, but I can give the women out there more information. And if I can benefit that for the girls to get them online, there you go. Do that one too, Tracy, because she's got a 25-ounce Johnny Bailey, and get everybody, because I'm involved with senior softball. I don't give a shit who you are. I'm involved with senior softball, you know, and I want to benefit everybody out there. And I think the women's market has been kind of shit on in the past few years, and not really nobody has done anything for them. And I talk to them, guys. I talk to them all the time, and they're asking me questions about bats, what I should be swinging. Like I was talking that story about a minute ago, and the girl that had said, I said, you need to swing this bat. She took out in a tournament, and she was smoking the ball. And she calls me up. She goes, Yako, you know, hey, this is the deal. You know, I love, how did you do that? And I said, well, I've swung that bat. I know that bat has a softer barrel. It has nothing to do with anything else. I just swung that bat. I know that bat's a softer barrel. And with your bat speed, you need to swing a softer barrel bat. I see a lot of you girls out there taking pictures of TPSs. You know, I haven't found a TPS got a soft barrel on it, but you're at a disadvantage if you go and hit a TPS in a tournament. I mean, I'm not, well, I'm kind of down in TPS, but I'm just stating a fact there. That's all I'm doing. And when TPS tries to get to the senior market and they don't build a softer barrel bat, they're going to fail. Guys, I'm just telling the truth. They're going to fail. So if you're coming into this market and you actually have a great conference bat, a great USSSA bat, and then you come into this market and all of a sudden you think you can corner the market because you have these great bats and you don't tweak it a little bit, you know, well, your 40's going to love it. And I don't know if that's what you're going for, but your 40's going to love it. Other than that, when you get past your 40s, your 55s are going, I don't like this bat. It's too hard. It's too stiff for me, you know. And then you got the little dickheads that come on here and say, it's a senior bat. It's a senior bat. Just swing it. Wait till you get to be 60 and tell me that shit. That's the only thing I'm saying. Wait till you get older and then pop off and say that shit. There was something else I was going to talk about too. That was, it was the bats. And I hope I have them in front of me. I do have that one in front of me. I have not. I need to show you guys this bat. I'm going to show you guys this bat in the end. I'm getting close. So I'm going to show you this bat at the end. This review came out today. This is the review came out today. This is the Enough Said 2-piece 12-inch barrel Onyx bat. That one is out, got released this morning. Paul, what are you asking me there? I did not know this. And this is good information for you guys to see. This is the Creature. It's a 12.5-inch barrel. It is a 27-ounce. I ordered the 27-ounce on purpose because it was a half-ounce end load, so I always go up and wait. So look at these numbers. 27-ounce. 16.6 on the end. 9.4 on the hands. That's a light half-ounce end load, right? Barrel soft on it, though. Very good barrel. 2-piece bat, 12.5-inch barrel. Very good barrel. This one will go to Tracy, too, later on. She could talk about it. We haven't finished the review on it. So I turned around and I go, I'm going to order 28. Because I don't like that number. And I don't really like that number, but I don't like that number. Because I think they can get more performance if that was like a 16, 9, 17. Tremendous performance, I think. That's just me. So we're hitting it, and my guys are going, it's two. You guys see those numbers. I'm going to show them to you too. My guys are hitting it. They're like, it's too light. All right, so I turn around and order a 28 ounce bat. They don't come in 28 ounce bats, and I didn't know that because I wanted to get more distance. If I can go up in weight, and if that hand weight, you know, I'm not talking about a sledge, and that hand weight goes up a little bit, but maybe that end weight goes up like 3/4 of an ounce, and they go like a 2.5 on the hands. This bat would blow up. It performed different than this bat right here. And I talked about this the other day on these bat companies, the way they're loading things. Every bat company doesn't load a bat the same. You can get performance on the 28, the balanced, this bat right here, okay? The 28 ounce, this is a balanced retro Dudley. 16.9, you guys see that? 16.9. It's got 10.3 on the hands. So I don't know what Dudley's going to do if I say, okay, I want to go down in weight. I'm going to go to 27 and see if it performs as good as this one. This is a hot effing bat, guys. It's not like the OG. It has a harder barrel, so it's going to go on that harder barrel side. This is it's a balanced bat, a hot ass bat. So I'm going, shit, if I can go down in weight, how's it going to perform? I don't know. I've already did the review on this. It'll be out in the next couple of days. I've already did a review on this. This bat's hot. But does a 27 perform like a 28? And guys, I'm not going to go through a 26, 27, and 28. And then all of a sudden I got to get rid of those bats. You know, I'm not going to do that. If somebody can help me out and weigh them for me a little bit, by looking at the numbers, I can tell you if it's going to perform right or not. You know, that's another thing too. We've been doing this for a long time. You can give me numbers and I can tell you what's going to do, especially on this barrel. Softer barrels, I can give you, hey, it might work with that, right? So every bat manufacturer, weight distributions, their bat differently when they're going up and down on the scale, 25, 26, 27, and 28. Think about that. So when somebody swings the bat, oh shit, this bat's a little bit too heavy, I'm going to go down, you know? It's going to swing totally different. Your weight distribution is going to be off. It could move a little bit. It's not going to go on the same increments. So when I was kind of disappointed on this 27, didn't make 28s, and look at those numbers. You know what I mean? I mean, they're not going to be, it's almost like when it has those numbers on it, it's like it got a governor on it. It's got a governor. It's not going to exceed that governor because, you know, there's a time where your bat speed is not going to help it anymore. So hopefully, you know, we got a few more rounds to put on it. I think we've got 1 round on it, a round and a half, and we got a few more rounds to put on it. This review will be out in the next couple of days. This is the monster, surprisingly monster that held up. It's the Daisy Cutter, 16.184. It's a 26 ounce, 16.184. This will be out in the next couple of days too. We're done with a lot of these bats, and I'm talking about we're still going to hit the creature. Where is it at? And I don't see it here with me. There's no way. There's no way, guys. I can't find that bat. I can still talk about it, though. This review right here will be out in the next couple of days, too. We're already done. We're already done with this bat right here. That review will be out in the next couple of days. No. I've done that one. I talked about that one. Not that one. We got these two right here. This one too, guys. A lot of you guys asking me about this bat. And you guys see that paint? That paint don't mean shit to me as long as that emblem's there. See the emblem? As long as the emblem's there, I don't care about the paint on it. Actually, I think bats that actually do that actually flex very well. And flex very good. The bat's hot, you know. I am done with this review on those two bats right here. I might put these together and talk about them, you know, basically, and then talk about them both in the same video is what I think I'm going to do. And then let you guys know what we think about that. And the comparison, a lot of you guys are asking me the red bat, the red wig popper and the white wig popper, which was their anniversary 1 year bat that they started selling in Vegas, and then the new gray one that actually just came out. So I'll talk about all of those too. And The reason I'm growling is because I think that bat's in the other room. And I'll talk about it in a minute. Brett Helmer. A lot of you guys were telling me about, I haven't done a Brett Helmer review. I don't know how long. And I don't even talk to Brett. And I tried to friend him about 150 times and he doesn't friend me. So, but I heard he's kind of like a quiet guy. He doesn't like talking. So, Brett Helmer, I heard that this bat had the same shell as this bat. Now, you guys see how we hit this bat, right? The review will be out on this bat next couple of days. I'm almost done with it. Now, they're saying this bat right here has the same shell as this, but it might have the same shell, but it doesn't have the same weight distribution because it is a two-piece bat. They swing different. You guys know that too. I actually think if done right, that without giving up too much information, if done right, you can actually get performance on a two-piece that will outdo a one-piece. You know, and a lot of people talk about flexing the handle. Well, you know, the reason I swing a two-piece because of flexing the handle, well, they can stiffen up that handle to get rid of that flex. It's really not that. It's just a lot of people, Trey Roberts is one of them too. I mean, he was a two-piece guy until we talked him into it. No, you need to swing this bat because this bat performs better than that bat. So when he went over to the one-piece, it was all mental with him. It's mental with a lot of people out there. So got him into a one-piece and he put a one-piece down. So they're saying I'm excited about swinging this one because it's the new technology, the Gamer series on that new technology. And look at these weight distribution numbers. I am so proud of Easton because this is a 27 ounce and it's got 17.1 on the end and it's got 9.2 on the hands, right? That is a mother load. That's like a big end load. Same weight as the Mario Foster. So Easton is getting their shit together and their weight distribution has went through the roof because they're actually, whoever's running it over there, I really don't think. And the reason that I said this the other day, I don't know if it's the same guy that's doing the micing. I think that might be separate. They might run them out of the same factory, but I think that might be separate because your weight distributions aren't like that across the board. So what happens whenever you do that is, you get a little bit better performing bats when your weight distribution is across the board. So what happened, I think, because the hand number is not very high. Think about Johnny Bailey's a 9.7, 9.8. On this 27 ounce of Johnny Bailey, I think it's a 9.7. He went a little higher in the hands, but he's got that soft barrel too. So they took less stress off the barrel because they had the barrel work for him on that Johnny Bailey. So hopefully, guys, and I don't think this is a 12-inch either. I'm not big into that. I'm not big into that 27 ounce. It's a 12-inch barrel. That really don't look like no 12-inch barrel. But you see how it tapers off really slow too. Almost looks like it comes to right there. That looks like a 13. But I don't know. I'll measure it later, guys, and let you guys. But this one, I cannot wait to get out there. I love those weight distribution numbers. Again, the Mario Foster guys, bitch and moan about this bat a little bit. I'm running into time, but I'm bitch and moan about this bat a little bit and talk about it here. And I don't know what the F Easton was doing here. They made a top tier bat. You got to have here when you do R&D. When you do R&D, this is how that shit works, right? When you do R&D for a company, you take it out and you hit it, and all of a sudden, like I heard last year, this bat performed. They took it to Florida, and guys were hitting it. And it was a big. All of a sudden, they sold out. Well, I don't understand when they sold out. Why didn't you put another order in for it? Because you already knew. If you guys do R&D, you have somebody do R&D for you. That R&D, those people come back and give you feedback, right? So they're going, dude, if they swung this bat legit, they would come back and say, dude, you got to get a lot of these because he's going to go fast. He's going to go really fast, Why wouldn't you put in an order? Why wouldn't you put in an order with a lot more or put in another order so you don't have to wait till June to get them in on these bats? So I don't know what Easton was doing. I don't even want to talk about what Easton is doing. They do have them probably one of the best senior bats they've ever developed right here because we've swung this one. I haven't swung the Helmer, but I will say this, Easton, this is by far the best senior bat Easton has ever put out. ever. And I've sold them from the beginning, guys, from 14 years ago. And I don't even think they had a bat 14 years ago. I think they came along later on and trying to hit the market. And I think this is the best bat Easton has ever made right there. Problem is you can't find them now. I don't know. You can't find them. That Worth watermelon, I'm not going to go in the other room and find it because look for it. It's actually outside this door. And this Worth watermelon that has come up, I got a 26 ounce thinking it was a full ounce end load or 3/4 ounce end load, because that's social media, guys. It's just so hard when you're taking information from not a bat review guy. Like if Adam or Marcus would have called me and said, hey guy, you know, this watermelon's got a 1/2 ounce end load. It doesn't have a 3/4 ounce end load. Well, I heard it had a 3/4 ounce end load. You know, I'd have ordered a higher weight. But I got a 26 thinking it was a 1 ounce end load, or, you know, 3/4 ounce end load. I got a 26. Well, the bat's light. It's too light for me. It has a 1/2 ounce end load. You know, the numbers on it are, you know, are not. I think I talked about it last week. I think it had like a 16.4 on the end, 9.2 on the hands, somewhere around there. You know, 9.4 on the hands with a 16.4 on the end. You know, and I'm like, okay. That's not, and it does have a softer barrel too. So I do think that this is a plug toward, anyway, get back to that. I ordered a heavy, Ronnie Salcedo got me one, right? The guys that are on, Mike Dill, Ronnie Salcedo is who I order a lot of my stuff from. And credit card number, Venmo them, and they sent it to me. And I asked him for a 27 ounce watermelon. He had one. And then the one thing I will say about what Rawlings is doing this year, because of all the top tier bats, they're getting back on the map, right? With all their new bats they're coming out, the Worth. I'm really, really liking their line of bats after they changed warehouses. And they might have got somebody in there that was doing it different now than what they're doing in the previous years, and actually has a formula where he can develop some good barrels. I think that's what Mikan is doing. They have a little problem with the seams on those Mikan, the new Mikans that are out. They have a problem with the seams on those bats, and they got to correct that problem because it's starting to get a seam around the bottom. I'm just going to give you an example here. On those Mikan bats, there's a seam that actually will create right around here, and it go all the way around the bat the more you hit it. Doesn't do anything to performance. I like the way Mikan bats and the Foster, the Eastons, and the Worth will actually not implode. Now they're doing something different to that barrel because that bat will not implode on them anymore. And I think that's a good thing when it comes to getting back on top, because you guys remember they got into that hard barrel shit, you know, and then before this year, you know, I think their first soft barrel was that Ultra. It had a red barrel. It was the Ultra. It was a 12-inch two-piece, and it had that red barrel on it. They started making that, and that bat was hot, and that was that gamer technology. You know, that was the first one they came out with, and I think what they started to do with that bat, and a lot of the older guys do swing that bat with that lower bat speed, because I see it out there. I love that bat. You can actually cut a ball really good because that barrel would implode on you. You can grip the ball if you're a cutter. You can grip it really good. And that bat's still a well sought after bat. So I think they started doing it. That might have been a test model for them, you know, and all of a sudden it got real popular. So they started doing more of those bats. Now there is a new bat company out of Florida. It's not new. They're around last year, but there's a new owner to this bat company out of Florida, and it's iconic. And I got a bat from them, and I've heard so much about this, how the barrel's softer, because I did a review on that bat a few years ago, and I trashed it. You know, the barrel was not only the barrel was too hard, but the bat was too stiff, had no flex in it, and the weight distribution of it was way off. You know, so I had a phone call the other day, and it was the new owner. So he talked to me. And I want to give you guys some numbers here. I want to give you guys some numbers here. Now, apparently, he didn't tell me too much because he's not going to, but he's talking about weight distribution and all this other stuff. And he sent me a bat. I didn't pay for it. He sent it to me. And he says, just take it out and hit it. And I'm gonna have to talk to him because I just got the bat in the other day. I think it was yesterday. I just got the bat in. And this is it right here, because he has a balance bat that I really can't wait to hit, because that's his pride, I guess. And he's got some coming in, but this balance bat is his pride. And he gave me an envelope because he was out of the balance bats, the size that I wanted. I wanted a 28 ounce. So I got the Mac. This is it right here. A few things I don't like about this bat before we start hitting, and you guys know me. You know how I do this shit. You guys see that end plug? You see how deep it is? That's deep. That's wasting. Actually, what you're doing is you're pushing that weight back in between the barrel. You know, you should have a flat one of the end plugs should be flat, and that weight distribution should be way up here. Dense mass, guys. Dense mass. Talk about it on my membership channel, and that's just too far in. You guys remember Onyx did this too, and then who did it a long time ago was the Micans. Mican had that end cap that had a concave in it where it actually go like a little pit in there, but it's got a thin handle. Like the handle, got a little small knob, but not too small. You know, I don't like too small of a knob. I like to have a grip on there because I do hang some fingers off. So, and I do grab it with my fingers. So I like that small, but look at these. I've never had a bat. This is a 26 ounce, gentlemen. I've never had a bat that weighed this. 26 ounces. Total weight, 25.4. In weight, 17.8. See that? 17.8 on the end. Now, I've had a bat with 17.8 on the end, but I haven't had it combined with a 7.5 on the hands. That's a sledge. A 7.5 on the hands. So if you pick this bat up and go like that, it's like a toothpick. There's nothing to it. But that feels like, when I picked it up out of the box, I'm like, holy shit. And it has a soft barrel. Usually when they're weight distributed like that, they have a harder barrel on the bat. This one's got a soft barrel. From what I hear, we're going to go out and test it out next week. Just got it in, guys. I don't even have it wrapped. I just waited, brought it in here to you guys. I am done. Talking. There are some things that that I wanted to get off. Next week I'm gonna try to have Tracy on here next week, and I think she's at work right now, but I'm gonna try to have Tracy on here next week. I want to go to a platform on Wednesdays, get away from this Friday night thing. I know a lot of you guys are out there trying, and the reason I want to do this is because tournament season's coming up. I'll be out of town next Friday because I'll be traveling. I'll be out of town next Friday because I'll be traveling to College Station. And I want to maybe run it on Wednesdays now, because a lot of you guys are traveling on Fridays. You won't be able to watch. So I want to run them on Wednesdays from now on out. And then my membership channel, guys, maybe Wednesday, an hour before I go live. So I can talk as long as I can with you guys, answer a lot of your questions. And you guys can turn around and tune in to the Facebook Live and the YouTube Live that's going on right now. Thanks, guys, for watching, and stay safe.